So all spiritual groups talk about this moment, being in the moment, and you get it from so many different angles. In non-duality, it's normally called consciousness. You are consciousness, or rest in the I am, or more European or Western non-duality might say it's beingness, it's this present moment, it's presence, it's aliveness. Buddhists would talk about being in the moment, resting the attention in the moment. Christians would talk about Christ consciousness and the Holy Spirit. So you've got all these different ways of talking about this moment. You'd have more New Age people that talk about following the heart. There's so many different ways in which this moment is talked about. So something that I think all these different religions and all these different philosophies can agree on is that this, what's happening, is the freedom. But this is where it's so confusing, because even in this talk, in society and the way that we're always taught that thinking is king. And it even seems like in this talk, I'm teaching you something intellectual. I'm teaching you a new idea. Obviously, because I'm sitting here and I'm speaking, that's what it seems like. But actually, I'm talking about something beyond that. And something that can never be captured in words. But in a way, words are used because there's two reasons. Firstly, because when I'm speaking or when this is being spoken about, there's a resonance with this moment, not with the intellect, not with what's being said, but there's a resonance with something that's being pointed to that's not conceptual. And then the second part is, in a way, because there's a belief in concepts, because the belief is that freedom is found in concepts, it's almost as if concepts counteract that. So because you believe you have a life, you believe you're living, you believe you're sitting listening to me, in a way, to that one that believes all of that, that appearance of that one that believes all of that, you're kind of in a way giving them negative ideas, you're kind of cutting out those ideas. Negatives meaning the opposite. So you believe you're sitting there, and then somebody, say, in non-duality would say, there is no you. And for a moment when you say that, the concept of there being a you drops away. Normally what happens then is the mind then says, the truth is there is no you, but that's not the truth. That's just a new concept that's been used to counteract the other concept. The same with non-doership. There is no doer. And the mind believes it is a doer, and so suddenly that is dropped, and in that moment that it's dropped, all that's left is this moment, is this innocence. So it's kind of two-way what happens when you're speaking about this subject. The first way is that when I speak, I'm reminding you of an innocence that's present, and then the second part is that the concepts are countering out the concepts that you already have. It's like two concepts collide and momentarily they both disappear. But then the mind either re-identifies with the old concept or then takes in the new concept and says, that's me, that's who I am. What all of it's pointing to is a freedom that's right here. This radical aliveness that is the nature of all things. This sense of being, this experiencing, this knowing of everything that's happening, that's instantaneous, that doesn't require a thought, that's totally innocent and never suffered.